Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment. And I had planned to have an entrance tonight. I had my new rock entrance that I was going to debut tonight as the Tennessee Titans defeated the Denver Broncos because I thought we were going to dominate the Denver Broncos. This did not happen, but the Tennessee Titans are victorious, and we're going to talk about it today. But before we get into that, I do have to quickly give a shout out, and I can't believe I misspelled his name, oh my goodness, but to Craniac Sports and Entertainment. This is a new Titans YouTuber, sports YouTuber, and me and this guy go way back. The link to this channel will be down in the description box below. I love how many Titans YouTubers we have now. We need to support each other. Please go check out Craniac Sports and Entertainment. Once again, the link is in the description box below. With that said, okay, so we won. We won the game. Okay, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. We're 1-0. The Colts are 0-1. The Texans are 0-1. The Jacksonville Jaguars, yes, they're 1-0, but they stink. So I'm going to take away, I want to be positive today. It's a new NFL season. I don't want to be negative today. But as this video progresses, I'm going to get more and more negative. You know me. This was not what we envisioned. We envisioned the start of the season for the Tennessee Titans. And it's very frustrating just in terms of this for me personally. First of all, this looks like the same old Tennessee Titans, okay? The team that just, some days they just don't have it. They're just not motivated. They just fall flat, and it's just their own fault. Because I didn't think it was a talent issue today. I thought it was a coaching issue today, more so than anything, and then obviously the kicking issue in Steven Gostkowski, okay? Because that is what he was today, a ghost. Steven Gostkowski, because he was a ghost. He disappeared. The man could not be found until the very end of the game for a chip shot 25-yard field goal that, normally it's an absolute 100% certainty. I was still shaking in my boots as Steven Gostkowski was going to go kick this 25-yard field goal. This is what he put us through today. It was so ridiculous. So let's get into the game. Quarter by quarter, moment by moment. Okay, so initially, what I loved to see was that boy Jadeveon Clowney. Okay, Jadeveon Clowney was making an impact early. He was not perfect today, though, and I have to be clear on that, and I have to be honest on that. Sometimes he was duped by some of the Denver Broncos formations offensively, some of the play action they were running, and sometimes he was supposed to set the edge, and he didn't do a particularly good job of setting the edge. Sometimes he would let Melvin Gordon go past him. He would let Phillip Lindsay go past him. Sometimes he was a little overeager, but you saw his impact. I think it was the first run of the game for the Denver Broncos. He literally went behind the running back and then dragged him, stopped him. It was still like a 7-yard run, but you saw the effort, you saw the intensity, and then he also had the tackle for loss on Drew Lock. You see the potential that we now have on our defensive line. We're going to get into Jeffrey Simmons in a moment. Jeffrey Simmons was unbelievable today, especially in that huge turnover on downs drive that, ended up being huge for us in terms of this game. Big Jeff Simmons, oh my goodness. But Jadeveon Clowney, you saw a lot in terms of his potential, but you also saw some downsides as well. Sometimes, yes, he can be overeager, but this is the most dominant looking Tennessee Titans since Javon Curse. Okay, and it just gets me excited. I'm not going to lie to you. I liked seeing Jadeveon Clowney out there. But you look at the other stuff. Okay, so we had decent movement offensively, but it wasn't great, right? We had the one drive that stalled in the middle of the field, and then we had a very short drive after that. But I got to tell you, man, Arthur Smith stunk in this game. I think he was absolutely awful. I think the play calling was unbelievably conservative. It was like when Matt LaFleur was here and Marcus Mariota was here. There was no difference between the play calling I saw today, the offense I saw today, and the offense with Marcus Mariota at its worst. At its worst, we were barely doing anything, check down, 5 yard out, 5 yard in, little slant, 5 yard in, 5 yard out. Nothing creative, nothing downfield. Look, we have this Khalif Raymond. Look at this Khalif Raymond touchdown in the playoffs. Why is this guy not streaking down the field? Why are we not throwing the ball deep? Corey Davis today was fantastic. Anything that touched the man's fingers would stick to them. And yet we weren't throwing to Corey Davis until the second half. And even then it was a lot, short, intermediate stuff. And I'm fine with the West Coast offense, but this wasn't even West Coast, man. This was just not good. I mean, the offense was bad. I mean, I thought it was a bad offense today. We ran the ball pretty bad. Derrick Henry still ended up over 100 yards. But the old line wasn't creating holes. Without a doubt, I'm not going to blame Derrick Henry for that. I didn't see. First, you have to go through to the tape and you have to see what holes he was seeing. But just seeing, from the television, from the broadcast, I didn't think he was making bad reads. I think the offensive line wasn't opening up holes. So the offense was bad. I mean, and I did not think Ryan Tannehill played well today, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't think he played poorly. I'd grade him at maybe a B-, C+. But he missed a lot of throws, way more throws than we're used to seeing from Ryan Tannehill. I don't know what was going on with Tannehill today, especially with a lot of these sideline throws. He's normally so accurate with those. He made Khalif Raymond die for one. He missed Jonnu Smith one in the fourth quarter. He almost missed A.J. Brown, but luckily they called a pass interference on that one. In fact, I'm not going to blame that one because the cornerback did slow A.J. Brown on that one. But I thought Tannehill struggled. I saw him overthrow Jonnu Smith on one. Tannehill had some struggles today. This was a B- performance from Tannehill. But what really saved the performance to me was that at the end of the day, he brought us down the field. He got us in position to score and to win this game. And that Michael Pruitt touchdown, and let's give some props to Michael Pruitt. I mean, what a grab by Michael Pruitt. But I thought that was too quick of a back shoulder pass. I'm happy Michael Pruitt came down with it. But I was like, I didn't like that pass. It's supposed to be a back shoulder pass, but that was a difficult catch that he made Michael Pruitt come down with. He got it. I love that he got it. I would have softened that, though, a little bit. I didn't think he put Michael Pruitt in the best position there. But luckily, he came down with it, so it's not that big of a deal, but it's something to note. So I didn't love Tannehill today. I loved Corey Davis today. Corey Davis was fantastic. He was terrific. And this is why I'm a Corey Davis stan, supporter, fan, whatever you want to call me. I am in the Corey Davis camp. And it stinks because he will not be a Tennessee Titan next year, most likely. I mean, this guy's going to get paid over $10 million a year, maybe over $12 million a year by somebody. He's going to go make plays, hopefully, for a team that actually has a good quarterback position. I'm going to love to see him succeed because I love Corey Davis, not only in terms of his on-the-field talent, but his off-the-field character as well. So Corey Davis was fantastic. A.J. Brown was good. I didn't like the one, there's actually a couple plays, I think, but the one contested I thought he should have came down with, I want to say in the second quarter. And then was there another one that I thought he should have came down with? I think there was another. But I remember at least one specific play he absolutely should have came down with in a contested situation. But, overall, we got him. I didn't like the play calling, but we got him the ball on like some screens and some slants, and it was fine. I did not like the play calling, though. I did like the one play call, though, to Jonnu Smith in terms of that was a screen, and he got a 20-yard reception on that. So, again, hey, get the ball to Jonnu Smith in space. This is a guy that's able to make things happen for you. So I like seeing that from Jonnu Smith. All right, so outside of that, let's look at what else was really significant. And I have my MJ takes, my MJ takeaways, my MJ notes of the game. And we're not going to stay too late because it's already 12:49, and I personally have to wake up at 7:30. So we won't stay here too late tonight. But yes, Kevin Byard to the rescue. I mean, Kevin Byard, what a great forced fumble that he had in this game, at a time when we absolutely needed him to. And this was a point where we were getting nothing offensively. He set us up for that Michael Pruitt touchdown. So, and the Michael Pruitt, his big grab. Big Jeff Simmons, I mean, on the turnover, on downs, at the goal line, showing up. And this man was an absolute wall in terms of the defensive line, in terms of the run defense. He looked like a Pro Bowl talent today. Is he going to come down with enough production to be able to be a Pro Bowler? That I'm not sure about, but he looked like a Pro Bowler today. So I love seeing Big Jeff Simmons, and I'm just, it's so exciting to think about the potential that Jadeveon Clowney and Jeff Simmons can have together. So hopefully that's a duo we can continue to see moving forward, having success. And I mean, and whenever they were on, man, those two were absolutely on. What else do we have here? Arthur Smith and his absolute bad play calling. I mean, it was just too conservative for me. And maybe he just has to get his rhythm again. It looked like a preseason game for us. But the thing is, last preseason, our offense was pretty good, so I can't even really say that. But it did look preseason-ish for us today in terms of Arthur Smith and the play calling. But Arthur Smith, again, I mean, he was so good in terms of his play calling in terms of the playoffs. So I'm just, holding out that maybe he just was asleep today. I don't know what happened. Oh, and Rashaan Evans. Okay, so let's get to Rashaan Evans. Yes, it was a punch, okay? I've seen some people saying, no, it wasn't a punch, it was a slap. It was a punch. If you see the replay, you can see his fist. Right after he makes contact with the helmet, his hand is still in the fist. It was a punch. And we missed Rashaan Evans because Will Compton, look, I know everyone loves him because he's one of the bussing with the boys, okay? I get it. He's not that good. And it was a huge loss coming from Rashaan Evans to Will Compton. And you saw what happened in terms of our run defense when we went from Rashaan Evans to Will Compton. I mean, it went down the tank. Melvin Gordon had too much success as far as I was concerned. And luckily, they didn't run him enough. If they would have ran him more, we would have had more success. And let me tell you, Drew Lock is not that good. He's able to do some things, but boy, his deep ball is horrible. There are some deep balls to be made today that he absolutely missed, including the end of the game. Right in the fourth quarter, he should have sent us to hell. Andrew Luck should have sent us to hell on that type of play. Deshaun Watson sends us to hell on that type of play. Luckily, he is not of their level. I think even Gardner Minshew would send us to hell on that type of play. So don't forget about that play now, because that play is going to go under the play again. You're going to forget about it. Drew Lock could have ended us in this game. And by the way, I'm noticing that I'm getting some lag live. Apologies for that. But Drew Lock could have absolutely ended us in this game if he had any sort of talent whatsoever. But for some reason, in terms of throwing the ball deep, or for some reason he doesn't, and they're continuing to start him, and that's fine with me. We're going to go ahead and get away with that. So Drew Lock and his, nonsense, that helped us out today. What else was really significant to me? Steven Gostkowski, we talked about that. Mike Vrabel as defensive coordinator, I don't think our defense was that good today. I saw a lot of open wide receivers, and again, we were missing Adoree Jackson, made a lot of sense, but Malcolm Butler, he's just not even a good cover corner. This guy is out of here next year without a doubt. I mean, sometimes he's 10 yards off of the wide receiver, he has to come up and make the tackle, and yes, he'll make the tackle. But it's just so frustrating. Like, we're paying this guy so much money. He's not even a good cover corner right now. I mean, he's not even a good cover corner right now. It's Malcolm Butler. Christian Fulton, I actually liked what I saw. I can't wait to go to the tape and see how he did play to play. But I actually did like what I saw from Christian Fulton. Chris Jackson, didn't see too much from him at the quarterback position as a rookie. But, I'll go to the tape and look at that. Let's see, what else was significant from this game to me? But, when it comes to Mike Vrabel as a defensive coordinator, I don't know about this one. I mean, I really don't know about Mike Vrabel as a defensive coordinator right now. I thought our defense was kind of weak. I did like at the very end of the game in terms of the Hail Mary that he actually sent pressure. But we're going to have to see a little bit more because, again, we had the turnover on downs, which I don't really think is a defensive coordinator thing. I think that's just Jeffrey Simmons being an absolute beast. So they could easily have 21 points tonight. They could easily have even more than that, but easily 21 points. And I think that was just more physical play from Jeffrey Simmons and then the occasional Harry Landry and Jadeveon Clowney. I don't think he was really putting our players in positions to succeed. Right? Kevin Byard had the great individual play in terms of his forced fumble. I didn't see anything in terms of saying, yes, look at this formation that we're in. Look at what we're doing. This is something creative that we're doing in terms of our defense. And because of that, that's why we're seeing success from our defense. I didn't see that. I did not see that from Mike Vrabel today. So I was not impressed with the coaching today in terms of Mike Vrabel and Arthur Smith. That's something that I absolutely have to say. And then, ultimately, Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill, they did bring it home, but they did have some struggles as well. Again, I thought this was a B- game from Ryan Tannehill. He missed some throws. We were very conservative offensively. And also, he missed some throws, some opportunities. A.J. Brown was wide open for a potential touchdown in the fourth quarter. He didn't even see it. I remember I also saw him one individual play. A.J. Brown was open on the left side on the third down. He didn't notice him either. So definitely some missed opportunities in terms of this game, in terms of the passing game. It was not crisp. It was not right. And ultimately, again, yes, we came up with the win. And that's, I guess, at the end of the day, all that matters. And next week, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars in Nashville. And let me tell you right now, If we show up like this next week, this is not the easy win that everyone thinks that it's going to be. Because everyone right now is like, oh, this is going to be such an easy win. We have the Jaguars next week. No, they gave the Indianapolis Colts problems. And if we show up with this level of play, we could be upset next week. Because this is the same level of play that we've seen time and time and time again from this team. And then boom, we'll get upset by the Jaguars. Boom, we'll get upset by the Colts whenever they stink. Boom, we'll get upset by the Texans whenever they stink. This is the same level play. The same level play that we, trot out consistently against the Buffalo Bills every damn year for some reason. The same level play we had against the Dolphins in that season. It's the same energy that we keep putting out, and I don't get it. It's very frustrating because, again, we have Super Bowl aspirations, okay? And they are aspirations right now. You look at the Baltimore Ravens. You look at the Kansas City Chiefs. These two teams are showing up right from the get-go. They're ready to go, and they are playing at an extremely high level. And you have to ask yourself, how are we going to be able to compete against those two teams right now? I don't see it yet. We have a ways to go, but the good thing is this is only week 1. So I still think we can close the gap. We can get there. We can do what we need to do in order to close that gap. And then moving forward, we'll see how we go, how things go in terms of the playoffs and all that. But hey, we can show up like we did last year and maybe get an upset or two. But right now, I even think the Bills and the Steelers look more impressive than we did this week for sure. So it's a little concerning in terms of that. So with that said, it's 12:57 a.m. Central Time. I'm going to leave this video a little early today, right? A very short recap in terms of what I normally do. But again, I do have work tomorrow. A lot of us do have work tomorrow. But again, it was a win for the Tennessee Titans. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars next week at home. That should be a win for us. And ultimately, the Tennessee Titans are 1-0, and that is way better than being 0-1. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on this game. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.